Well, hello again, everybody. The launch is officially now. Welcome to the relaunch of SAT Sports live on the Fanatics Network. We are your hosts for tonight. I'm Marcus. He's Freddy. How are we doing today, man?
Yo, what's up, man? The relaunch is here. We finally was talking about it, and here we are, man. I'm hyped, man. We had a good sports weekend. I'm ready to start talking, man. I'm good. How was your weekend?
Weekend was great. Football talk is good. LSU gave me a little more gray hair. I got to color this before I go to the game Saturday. But on top of that, I could have had the gray gone away after Sunday, but it just stayed on. Maybe it was the MLB postseason that kind of chipped it all in there. But it's going to be a fun one. But this is our first edition of SAT Sports, now part of the Fanatics Network, the hub of all your fandoms. The comments are coming in already. Got Dylan tuning in. What's up,
Dylan?
SAT is here. Check him out, of course, on Dome Field Advantage, that you see every Wednesday as well on the Fanatics Network. And, of course, Worldly Podcasts also launched on the Fanatics Network last night. Successful show as well. Tim King tuning in. Yo, what's going on? Be sure to check out Tim? The Tim King show every week. And Justin from the End Time Wrestling Podcast tuning in. What's up, Justin? It's going to be an exciting one on this new journey that I started back in May. So, like always, where we're going to start first on this new edition. We're going to start with college, the NFL. You want to go other?
Let's go other. Let's do MLB.
Let's do Major League Baseball. Yeah. So right now, the American League Championship Series is locked in. We're getting all Texas ALCS. The Texas Rangers shocked me the most. They upsetted the number one team in the American League. They swept the Baltimore Orioles. And now they take on their heated rivals south of I-45. They're taking on the Houston Astros, who just beat the Minnesota Twins 3-2 and have moved on to their seventh straight ALCS since 2017. Let's go. Jordan tuning in. I know he's excited. I am as well, but I was getting a little nervous there. Those bats were hot. Carlos Correa and them were trying to force the final game, but didn't go that way. So the ALCS is locked in. We still got the NLDS going on. Phillies and Braves will play one more time tomorrow, at least.
Phillies won 10-2 today.
Yeah. If Philly wins again, they move on. If the Braves win, they will force Game 5. But I think we might get another sweep here. The Diamondbacks are up 3-0 last I read, and they're up 2-0. So if they beat the Dodgers, they sweep them. It's over for LA.
Yeah. It's now bottom of the third. It's now bottom of the third, and it's 4-0. So they scored another run, the Diamondbacks.
Oh, man. I that's the team I wanted out the most, is the Dodgers, and we're getting close with that. But I'm going to tell you what, I did not expect the Orioles to get swept like that. I actually had them making it to the World Series. I thought they were going to pull it off against us in the pennant, but we're getting an all-Texas one, which I kind of want now. I want to embarrass the Texas Rangers. It's our heated rivals, in-state rivals. They're jealous because we've made it first before they did. We've brought one home. We actually brought two home when they had two opportunities. Home, yeah. We're 2-3 in the World Series. If we can make a 6th appearance and actually win back to back, then we'll have a decent World Series record at 3-3.
Right.
Diamondbacks just scored again, so it's 4-0.
Yeah.
Now they're in the top of the 4th inning. So I'm gonna go ahead and call it now. I think my NLCS is going to be the Diamondbacks and possibly the Phillies. I don't know what's up with the Braves right now, but don't let the best teams fool you in baseball. Baseball is one of those sports where it's anybody's game.
Yeah, I think I can make a World Series prediction right now. Shit, I'm gonna take the Phillies and the Astros in the World Series.
What's up, Nick from the Universal Wrestling Podcast? So we're getting a rematch from last year's World Series.
Yeah, I can see it. I don't think the Braves. I think after the last game where Acuna was talking shit to Bryce Harper, and I think they lit a fire. So I think it's going to be Phillies and it's going to be Astros in the World Series. The Dodgers is the most surprising getting if they get swept. I didn't see that coming. I would have never thought that.
And they were, I think, the heavy favorite to win it at the beginning of the season, just like the Yankees. And look where the Yankees are; they didn't even make
I mean,
it.
they're the heavy favorite. They've been the heavy favorite for the past like 4 to 5 years to go to the World Series and win, and they haven't.
Mm-hmm. Like I remember earlier this year, they didn't want the Astros going back. Nobody had them repeating back to back. They all either wanted the Yankees or the Dodgers to go, and Dodgers are fixing to be eliminated. Yankees didn't even make it. So America's about to be mad, and I love every second of it. But if we get a rematch, do you have the Astros going back to back, or do you have the Phillies getting that redemption from last year, losing the World Series in Game 6?
I think Phillies get a redemption.
They get a redemption after falling in Game 6.
Yep.
Which hopefully this time, if the Astros were to make it back to the World Series and win it again, I'll actually get to watch this celebration, because instead, I was at the LSU-Alabama game, and we rushed the field 15 minutes before the Astros took that World Series win. So I didn't really get to see anything but highlights that night. What's going on? We got JD and Russell Brad tuning in. So I had the perfect excuse of not watching the Astros winning it, because I was watching LSU beat Alabama in overtime, and we rushed the field, and it was just a party. And I didn't get home till like 3 o'clock in the morning due to heavy traffic and students and fans going crazy. Like, it literally looked like a freaking purge or a riot. Like, the whole campus.
You know what? That's almost as good as watching the Astros win the World Series, though. LSU beat Bama. Come on.
Now, I haven't seen no cars get flipped upside down or cars getting totaled and destroyed, but I've seen fans like climbing telephone poles or jumping off of roofs, off of balconies into swimming pools in November and shit, because all we did was beat Alabama. But
listen, anytime you beat Alabama and they're a top team, it's always a celebration. It's almost like you won the national title whenever you beat a top team, like that.
Oh, Nick said the Dodgers have always been pretenders. Yeah, like they're pretending.
No, I agree. Yeah,
always like they're pretending to be the 2020 World Series champs. They always tell the Astros, "You got an asterisk because you cheated. You guys got an asterisk because y'all played half a season because of COVID, and y'all still managed to win a championship that y'all had to play in Texas, because Texas was like, hey, we don't give a fuck about COVID. We'll let people come do what they want down here." And they had the Rays and the Dodgers play the World Series at the Rangers ballpark, Globe Life Field. The only taste of the World Series I said Dallas would get, but now, hey, they might have I hope we pull it off, because I would be embarrassed. All the shit talking we've done the last 6 years to the Rangers, saying we did it first. You guys tried 2 different times and y'all failed, and then it just come bite us right in the ass.
Well, you know what? At least no team has to travel far.
No, they 3 hours, and every game is gonna be 6 or 7 o'clock at night. I don't have to wait till 9 o'clock to watch a damn game. Just like my next topic. Now, I don't know if you're a hockey fan.
I'm an Islanders fan. I don't watch often, but when I do watch, it'll be the Islanders.
Well, see, here's my little back history with hockey. My first taste of hockey was in 1997. We used to have a minor league team down here that at first was owned by the Detroit Red Wings, and then they were sold to the Toronto Maple Leafs. There was a minor league team down here called the Louisiana Ice Gators. I would go to every single game. We used to get season tickets. One of the owners is from my hometown. When I was young, I thought they were an NHL team. I didn't know they were a minor league. Because when I had a PlayStation, I got one of the NHL Live games for Christmas, and I'm looking for the Ice Gators. I'm like, where's the Ice Gators? They're like, oh, they're not a professional team, son. They're a minor league team. And I'm like, oh, so we don't have no team. So I for years I've hunted for a hockey team. Like, I've hopped on different teams. Like I cheered for the Blackhawks at times, or then by I think it was 2015 or 16, they announced that Vegas was getting a hockey team. Yes. And I said, perfect. Now I'm going to follow this team, because they will be the only team I can ever say I've been with since day one.
Do you know the backstory of that team?
The only backstory is I thought Vegas was trying to find a way to win a championship, that they're like, let's put a professional team and let's see their chances of winning a championship, because they always say, oh, everything in Vegas is rigged and whatnot.
Okay, so I'm going to give you some insight on the Golden Knights.
What you got?
They have ties to Orlando. So the owners of that team are UCF alum. UCF
Knights.
UCF Knights. That's the reason why they call that team the Golden Knights and Black and Gold.
Well, I thought someone said one of the other owners went to West Point, and that's where they got that Knight logo from too.
They got the Black and Gold and the Knights directly from UCF.
Okay. Now I do love the logo. I love how it's a knight head, and the opening of the mask is a V for Vegas. Right. Plus, it's Saints colors. I mean, like, I got two teams to root for Black and Gold now.
Right. So Louisiana doesn't have a hockey team.
Not an NHL team.
Okay, not an NHL team. Okay.
The closest NHL team to us is the Dallas Stars, and I hate every single team in Dallas.
Got you. The Dallas Stars.
I hate the Cowboys. I hate the Mavericks. I hate the Rangers, especially I don't know who I hate more, the Cowboys or the Rangers. That's a hard one. Probably the Cowboys, because they're fans.
Well, since you're an Astros fan, I would probably say you hate the Rangers more.
I hate the Rangers more right now, but I mean, Cowboys is an all-year thing. Their fans are more biased than the baseball Rangers.
Like, you mean more delusional?
Yeah. Because the Rangers have taken players from us and built dynasties. They took Nolan Ryan from us after we had him a few years. So he's like one of the only players. He's the biggest legend in Texas because he played for both teams, and he got his jersey retired for both teams. Now, we don't have a statue of him in front of our ballpark, but the Rangers do. So it's the only one up they have on us is they actually have a bronze statue of Nolan Ryan. But Nolan Ryan broke more records as a Ranger than he did as a Astro, but he did win a World Series with the Mets.
He did.
Remember that?
Yes, he did. Mm-hmm.
He won
the only World Series that the Mets got.
He's only won one, and he also played for the Angels. And then he came to Houston, and then finished his career with the Rangers. But no, we love him. We love Nolan Ryan. He loves both teams. I'll give him I'll credit him, but I don't say, oh, you got to pick one. You played for both. You became a legend for both teams. You got your jersey retired for both teams. So you're good. You can cheer for both. But it's like me pick a side. So
right.
Side. But yeah, so Vegas will be the only team I could say I've been with since day one. And I'm not counting the XFL team or the USFL teams. But Vegas, though, could have pulled one of the biggest stories ever. Like, their first season, they made it to the Stanley Cup, but they fell short. And that would have been the perfect story. Like, your first year as a pro team, you could have won the Stanley Cup, but you lost.
Aren't they the first expansion team to ever go to a World Championship their first year?
In this generation, yes. Any other generation, like back in the day, I guess when MLB started and NHL started, whatever team went first, yeah, that's different. But yeah, like right. in this like century, yes, the Vegas Golden Knights were the only team to ever go to the championship their inaugural season, but they didn't win it. They lost in it was either Game 5 or Game 6 to the Capitals.
I thought it went 6.
They lost in DC though, so I think it was. They were the number 1 seed in the West when they played that series. And then they were number 1. They were the higher seed, so they hosted the first 2 games. So, yeah, they probably had lost in DC, but they went back last year, but they were a heavy favorite last year. They won it. I think it was 5. I think in 5 games, 5 or 6. They won it. I was happy for them. Like, finally, they got a championship after 6 seasons. And it was funny, was the owner of the Knights called it. He said, we'll have a championship at least by 6 seasons. And sure enough, the 6th season.
Because I know there was a stretch where the Lightning were killing it out here. They were like going back to back, like 3 straight finals appearances. And they won 2.
Yeah. That was like, they had like a little dynasty. Like, didn't they won 2? They won like back to back, but
they won back to back and they went to a third and they lost.
Yeah, but
I think so. Yeah.
For a second, I thought maybe you were a Panthers fan because I loved how it was 2 teams that never had it. Like Florida been like 1 time, but they didn't get it done, and then this was like their second opportunity. They were close. I will give them that. The Panthers were giving me nightmares. Like I one time I thought they were actually going to pull it off, and then Vegas like had a hell of a game the night they won it. Jack Eichel and Mark Stone were just hitting it in the goal and. playing good
Yeah, nah.
defense.
I
And
always been an Islanders fan growing up in New York, in the Nassau Coliseum. So I've always been an Islanders fan. I've never been a Rangers fan.
well, I've occasionally cheered for the Blackhawks because one of my all-time favorite goalies is Corey Crawford, but he no longer plays with them anymore. He one point I think he went to the Rangers for a little bit, but he's retired now. But I still got a couple black. I don't take NHL that serious. Like I wear other teams every so often. I got family that watch hockey. They're diehard Nashville Predators fans. They tried to get me on that Preds bandwagon, but I was just like, I don't know.
Predators.
I don't know if I can. That's not the best mascot. I can't just say, "Oh, I'm a Predators fan." And when we say Predators down here, we think of child molesters, and I don't like to say
How
that.
to Catch a Predator. How to Catch a Predator show.
But why didn't they just call them like the Sabertooths or something? Like their mascot is a Sabertooth.
Right.
Like it's a cool logo. So, but I got a couple. I mean, I've got gear from them. Like when they went to the Stanley Cup final, I was rooting for them, but they didn't win. Because they I remember I was checking on my family down in Tennessee. I'm like, how y'all doing? Are y'all good? Are y'all?
I got a couple of hockey jerseys from the Islanders. I got hats and stuff. Like I said, I don't watch it all the time because obviously I don't get Islanders games in Florida. But I believe ESPN Plus, if I'm not mistaken, I thought I saw it on Twitter this week. They're creating like a NHL ticket, like the NFL, to where you can watch multiple games, kind of like the NFL ticket during the week for NHL games. It's going to be on ESPN Plus. Christian Cage.
Oh God.
Oh boy.
Shit. But I mean, I never really owned any hockey jerseys. I've just owned like hoodies and shirts.
They're so big. They're so oversized. I feel like I'm wearing like a triple X shirt.
The NHL fan base today, they call them sweaters.
And in Florida, it's too hot to wear. So
I don't even call them.
It just stays in my closet.
I just call them jerseys. I mean, I intend to buy some Vegas jerseys. I want to get. Well, when they started their season, they had that like charcoal gray jersey, and then they changed their home jerseys to that gold, that shiny gold, like that mine gold. So, but I'm not gonna get no player name or number in the back. I'm gonna just get like a blank Vegas jersey in case if like. Let's say like I decide to get a Jack Eichel jersey or Mark Stone, and then they're gone like after 2 years, and then I wasted money on it. So
right.
I'm gonna just get like a blank jersey, no name or number on the back. We just have the logo on the front. That's the way to do it.
Not to switch topics, but I just seen that the Diamondbacks made history, the first ever team in the postseason to hit 4 home runs in an inning.
Oh wow.
Yep.
Yeah, that means the Dodgers are fixing to be eliminated.
Indeed.
The only thing that sucks about being a Golden Knights fan down here is like if you want to watch most of their games, you got to stay up late. Like the puck drops
because they're West
after.
Coast, yeah.
They usually drop after 9:30, which I watched it till about the second period because I had to get up in the morning. But they were hot like in the first half. Awesome celebration. Their rings are fucking huge. They're bigger than their.
Yeah.
I thought Golden State had big ass rings. At least see theirs. Like,
I mean, it's Vegas. You got to go big in Vegas. Everything's bigger in Vegas. So,
well, I love how they did the ceremony. Like, they had like, when you think of Vegas, you got to go like play or Broadway style. Like, they had like a knight go up to like the sword. He pulls it out. The team comes out through that awesome like logo entrant that lights up like in a nightclub. And then Mark Stone comes out with the Stanley Cup and he's skating around, holding it up. Then they go to the slot machine. He pulls the lever and then it hits 3 Stanley Cups and then the banner rises from the top. It was like the coolest thing ever.
They play in the T-Mobile Arena?
Yes, the T-Mobile, but they call it the Fortress.
The Fortress, okay.
I've been in it one time. It's a very nice arena. That's where
I see that the A's are going to be out there soon, and I heard that apparently the NBA is going to be announcing an expansion team in Vegas probably in the next year or so.
Yeah.
So,
I know up in the top corner of the deck, they have a castle set up. That's where the DJ booth is. The castle
Okay.
set up. And then before every game, they do like that. That alarm. Kind of like
with the alarm?
Kind of like what I think it's either the Seahawks or the Patriots. It's what they have for when they do the 12th man. Like they spin the little alarm and it makes that.
Yeah.
They have one too. And it just gets the crowd hyped up. And they have this like awesome like dubstep song they play when they introduce the starting lineup. Like it makes me even want to dance. Dylan said, Blackhawks have one of the best prospects in years. Connor Bedard scored his first goal tonight, but we lost. So the Blackhawks are now 1-1. I know they beat the Penguins last night. I watched a little bit of that game. Well,
Blacks
I was
lost 3-1 to the Bruins.
So I know the Knights scored 2 goals within 15 minutes of the first period. Chandler Stevenson scored a goal and just at the 7-minute mark. Jonathan Marchessault scored right around damn near the 15-minute mark. They were up 2-0 after the first period. Then when the second period came, Ivan Barbashev hit a goal at just 90 seconds into the second period. The Kraken did get on the board. Jared McCann scored a goal within 8 minutes of the second period. And then towards the end of the game, they had less than 2 minutes left. Jack Eichel hit the final goal, and the Golden Knights won 4-1 over the Kraken. They're going to probably be a new rival. I'm not big on the Kraken, but I do love their colors. Their arena gets pretty legit, too, the Climate Pledge Arena.
The Kraken is an octopus? Is that what it is?
It's like a squid.
Like a squid? Because we have a ride here in SeaWorld called the Kraken, and it's very similar to the logo of that team.
The only thing I've heard about that team is Seattle's hockey team. The Kraken is the only team probably in the country, professional team, that doesn't have an S at the end of their name.
Okay.
But
yeah, Blackhawk. Well, no, the Avalanche.
Oh, well, then they fucked up there. They fucked up there. I mean, Kraken's got passionate fans too. You know, they wanted something up there to replace the Seattle Sonics, and they got a hockey team, which I'm happy. I love the colors, but I'm not jumping on that. They're going to end up being rivals because they're in the same division. They're in the Pacific Division, but Vegas's biggest rival right now is the Kings. The Knights and Kings. They're rivals. The Sharks are rivals too, and you could throw in the Kraken. And even though it's just their third season,
isn't the Avalanche in that division too or no?
I don't think so. I'm actually gonna pull up
Anaheim Avalanche.
I was happy though that the Avalanche won the Stanley Cup the year before. So it's in the Pacific. It's the Golden Knights, the Canucks, the Ducks, the Oilers, the Kings, the Flames, the Sharks, and the Kraken.
Got you. Okay.
There, and then the Avalanche is in the Central. They're with the Blackhawks, the Jets, Blues, Stars, the Coyotes, the Wild, and the Predators. That's the Central. Then the Metropolitan, you got the Hurricanes, the Islanders, Capitals, Rangers, Devils, Blue Jackets, Flyers, and the Penguins. And then in the Atlantic, you got the Lightning, the Bruins, the Maple Leafs, the Canadiens, Red Wings, Sabres, Panthers, and the Senators.
Okay.
But I think Vegas is still a favorite to go back-to-back. Do you have a favorite to win the Stanley Cup this year?
I haven't watched enough NHL to know. I know the Golden Knights. Obviously, they've been really good. The Blackhawks are usually pretty good. Rangers are solid. Islanders, give or take. But if I had to pick, I'll probably go with the Golden Knights or the Lightning.
Yeah, see, they've been talking about Vegas. Some of them brought up the Lightning. Some of them even brought up the Hurricanes.
Yeah, I like the Lightning. I think the Lightning out here, they played Tampa in Tampa, so which is not far away from me. So
yeah,
I'm gonna have to check out a game.
Yeah, I've never been to an NHL game, so the only chance I would ever have to go see Vegas is if they go to Dallas. Or if I do want to make that drive to Nashville, which I kind of really don't, but I would love to go back to Nashville.
I've been to the Arena League hockey team in Orlando called the Solar Bears.
Okay.
I was there probably a couple of years ago. That was my first ever hockey experience, which was really fun. Tickets are so cheap, you can get front row for dirt cheap. But that was my first and only hockey game I've ever been to.
I've only go to ice skater games. They used to also have a team in Lake Charles. They were called the Ice Pirates, but they were in a whole nother minor league. They were not in the same league as the Ice Gators, but like there was like 4 teams in Louisiana. Baton Rouge had a team. They were the Kingfish. Now they got a brand new team. They're called the Zydeco, but they should have had a different mascot. They don't have Zydeco in Baton Rouge. They should have been. They had a chance to be called the Red Sticks.
The Red Sticks is cool, man.
Because that's what Baton Rouge means in French. Red Stick. They said they could have been the. They're called the Louisiana Zydeco, and they're in Baton Rouge. They're like they should have been called the Louisiana Red Sticks. That would have been perfect, and the logo would have been a red hockey stick, like with like fleur-de-lis popping around it or some shit. But
right.
New Orleans had a team one time. They were called the Brass. The Brass, and their logo was like a bunch of like saxophone and trumpets and trombones and stuff.
I wonder why Louisiana doesn't have a pro hockey team. I would think they would have one.
I don't. That's like a good question. Like they probably wouldn't. I'd say they wouldn't understand it, but I don't know how they would react to a hockey team. It's kind of crazy to see like states like Texas and Florida get hockey
exactly
teams.
What I'm saying. With like Florida has a hockey team. Like why?
It don't snow over there.
We have 2 hockey teams.
How are they even gonna? What if they want to host the winter? You can't host the Winter Classic. It's got to be below freezing to host that.
Yeah,
you can't just go to like Raymond James Stadium in Tampa or go to Hard Rock to. It's got to be. It don't get cold enough.
Nah, you maybe get 3 months of solid cold in Florida, and then that's it.
Oh well, now Dallas does get snow every so often, but they don't get a lot. Like, but I don't see them like if they want to host the Winter Classic. There's only one. They could go to Globe Life Field, but they'd have to open the roof, or they have to go to the Cotton Bowl to do it. Now, the Kraken I know they're hosting the Winter Classic this year. They're hosting it at T-Mobile Park. They're going to open the roof for the Mariners ballpark. They're playing Vegas, but I feel like in order to host the Winter Classic, you got to be a franchise for more than 50 years because that's when they like to wear the throwback sweaters and
the throwback jerseys. That's right.
Seattle and Vegas ain't been there long enough to get throwbacks.
I wonder who they're going to play at that Classic.
The Kraken's playing the Golden Knights.
Golden Knights. Oh, okay.
That's what
I guess that's going to be maybe they do a special uniform for that game.
Yeah, that's not throwback. I don't know, but. Now, maybe the coolest one I ever saw, lately I've seen some at baseball parks, but maybe the coolest one I ever saw, it was the year the Red Wings hosted it, and they did it at the Big House. I think it was back in 2014. Mm-hmm. The Red Wings hosted it. I think they played the Maple Leafs, and they played it at the Big House in Ann Arbor. So
I like when Yankee Stadium hosts it. I thought that was pretty dope when they did at Yankee Stadium.
Yeah, they hosted it. Gillette Stadium hosted it one time. The Buffalo Bills Stadium hosted it one time. The Nationals Park hosted it. But I like what Vegas did one year. During the pandemic, they hosted it at Lake Tahoe. Like, they did a whole hockey arena by the lake, but they lost the game. I remember watching it, and they lost. So I'm done with the other category. We can carry on. You want to keep it on the good side? We can go ahead and talk college football real quick.
Yeah, let's do it. I want to talk NFL last.
So we both picked up wins for our teams. Michigan, of course, big win.
52-10, baby.
At Minnesota. Did you get to watch the game? Because I didn't get to watch it.
Saturday, I was at a birthday. My boss's son had a birthday. So I was there around 2:00. So I did not get to watch full game. I was watching highlights from my phone, but I didn't get to watch the full game. I didn't get to watch any full college football games on Saturday, unfortunately. But I was paying attention to it. I had notifications coming up, so I was keeping track in that way.
Yeah. I will say LSU Missouri was back and forth. It was giving me gray hair. But LSU pulled it off. They won 49-39 against Mizzou. They're now
I was watching. That was actually one of the games I had up on my phone. That it was somebody who's had a live stream on Twitter, and all I was thinking of was I saw when LSU was down. I was like, Marcus is flipping the fuck out.
I was flipping out at their defense. The offense. I was impressed with the offense. I mean, Jaden Daniels is carrying this team on his fucking back. He is the damn team. I mean, this game completed 15 passes out of 21, 259 total rushing yards. He had 3 touchdowns in this game. Logan Diggs led in rushing, 24 carries for 134 yards, and he did have 1 touchdown. Malik Neighbors led in receiving once again, 146 yards on 6 receptions with 1 touchdown. Mason Taylor, though, did have a touchdown in the game for 3 yards. Malik's was for 29 yards, by the way. And then in the end of the game, Brady Cook with a pick 6 for 17 yards. That kind of sealed the game right there. And then for the defense, even though they are ranked like 114th in the country, where the offense is ranked in the top 5, they did have a 51 total tackles, 35 solo. We had 2 sacks from Mason Smith and Braden Swanson and 5 tackles for losses. That doesn't sound bad, but the defense could have did a lot better. And unfortunately, Matt House is still our defensive coordinator. He still lives to fight another day, but he better step the defense up because we got Auburn coming up Saturday night, Death Valley, Tigers versus Tigers. It's always a close game. Last time they came to Baton Rouge, it was a late-ass kickoff, and it was after midnight when the game ended, and I didn't get home till like 4 o'clock in the morning. And I was coming home pissed after a loss because that was the last time they played in Baton Rouge. It was LSU's first loss against Auburn in Baton Rouge since 1999.
Yeah, that LSU defense is really suspect. Like I said, their offense is high powered for sure, but the defense it's not trash, but it's definitely. I mean, Missouri was up and down the field for most of the game. It was fairly easy for them to score.
Yeah, I will definitely say the game of the week in college football was, of course, the Red River rivalry. Oklahoma and Texas is always special. Texas, you can now say horns down. I think their CFP chances are done. They lost 34-30, and they dropped quite a bit. They dropped from 3. They went from 3 to. Well, they're actually on a bye, so I'm gonna have to pull up the rankings. They dropped to 9. So I mean,
I did pick Oklahoma last week.
They could sneak back in. I mean, you look at the rankings now. You know, you got Michigan, Ohio State, Penn State. That's 3 Big Ten teams. Only one it can make it. You got Oklahoma in there who could sneak in, but then you got teams like Washington and Oregon. I think the winner of that game is going to determine their fate for a Pac-12 championship. The other one's season could be done. You got to watch teams like USC also. I mean, they could sneak right back in if they don't lose another game.
They could, but I mean,
it's gonna be a lot.
I don't see Oregon losing. Penn State, I think they'll take an L to Michigan, so I think they'll drop. If Ohio State loses to Michigan, they'll drop. So maybe Texas moves up in that. I know Oregon does play USC. So maybe, yeah. I mean, yeah. You're right.
What was your I'm gonna say I'm kind of stuck between 2 upsets here. Actually,
I'm gonna tell you my upset because I picked this last week. I told you, Louisville over Notre Dame. I told you.
I will probably say that too.
I told you it was gonna happen. I told you. I said that's gonna be an upset. Louisville's gonna beat Notre Dame, and they did.
So I know you're not a fan of this other team. Can we talk about the dumb decision Miami made towards the end of the game against Georgia Tech?
I was going to bring that up to you too. I was going to bring that up. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. He did the same shit when he was coaching Oregon.
Oh wow. Okay.
So, I mean, literally the same thing happened. Like, why don't you just take a fucking knee? Like, why would you? Oh, he wanted to run it down their throats. Like, dude, you're an idiot. Take a knee, run the clock out, and on top of that, right? Okay, let's say they fumbled the ball. Fine. Georgia Tech, what they only needed 2 plays to score, which was crazy. They scored 2 passes and game over. I don't get it.
They could have kneeled the ball and ended the game. They just wanted to draw more blood, and they drew their own.
That team is done. They could have been what? They were going to be 5-0? Or 6-0, were they? No, they're going to be 5-0.
Yeah, and at one point, and they had the kick-ass uniforms of the night. That neon uniform, like the logo was neon.
Yeah,
it looks so cool. and then you lost to Georgia Tech. You know, Roman Reigns was excited for that win because
Todd was the first person to call me. He was like, Freddie, I know you seen Miami. He hit me up on I think it was Sunday. He's like, I know you seen that Miami game. He's like, because you know he FSU guys, you know him. He was like, fucking losers. I was like,
well, I know your boy was happy that Florida State got their win over Virginia Tech, 39-7. We need to get with him. I want to invite him one next week because we got the Saints and the Jags play next week. I like to bring him back on.
I did talk to him already. That you did want him to come on, so he's ready whenever you ask him to come.
Next Wednesday night, October 18th, same time, same place, right here on the Fanatics Network. So
he doesn't think FSU is going to lose a game. So
I don't think they will either. I mean, LSU and Clemson were the two games they needed to win to kind of lock in that playoff spot, and they control their own destiny now. They beat LSU, they beat Clemson. They control their own destiny to win the ACC and potentially get in the playoffs. So,
right.
Now, I have two struggle wins here. I got Alabama's 26-20 win over Texas A&M. I'll even throw in Colorado's 27-24 win over Arizona State. And I'm going to throw USC's 43-41 triple overtime win over Arizona.
I'm going to say that's a struggle win. USC every week they win ugly. It's not like they're blowing out teams, so eventually that defense is going to crumble, and I think when they play Oregon, they're going to take it out.
All right. Well, we'll go ahead and jump to the college picks before we get to the NFL talk. So there's been games going on since yesterday, but I'm not picking no games tonight. I'm actually picking, I think, one game tomorrow night. There's only two games tomorrow night. The only one I picked for tomorrow night, West Virginia at Houston. It's a Big 12 matchup. Houston trying to get that first win in the Big 12. Them and UCF are the only two newbies to not win a Big 12 game since they joined.
Not one yet.
Not one yet.
I will go Houston getting the first win.
Wow. I wish I was that desperate for the Cougars because I picked West Virginia in this one. Like, Houston always falls short. They should have. They were hanging with TCU that first game, and then TCU just ran over them in the second half, and then they should have beat Texas Tech. I don't know what the hell happened there. They're coming off a bye week. They could pull it off. I think they're wearing their blackout uniforms because I saw them advertising their black jerseys. So I think they're wearing their blackout uniforms tomorrow night. But I'm gonna just pick West Virginia. If Houston wins, I'll be happy for them.
Right.
But I'm not always gonna pick my alum. So. Then we got Tulane at Memphis. This is a Friday game. So Friday the 13th, there's a couple games. Okay. Tulane's coming off a bye. They're going to the Liberty Bowl to play the Memphis Tigers.
Tulane, I'll take.
Yeah, taking Tulane. Good. And then this is going to be a sloppy game, but I just wanted to pick it because, come on, it's prime. Stanford at Colorado.
Ooh. I'll take Colorado because Stanford hasn't been good in a couple of years.
I think Stanford only has one win this season.
Yeah, I'll take Colorado easily.
So yeah, I'm picking Colorado easily. Stanford. Well, they don't show right here. They're not even in the top 25. That's why I couldn't find
No, they're not.
All right. Saturday slate games. There's a couple of sloppy ones I put on here, but we're gonna pick them either way. Georgia at Vanderbilt.
Georgia.
Yeah, Georgia won 5 in a row against the Commodores, make it 6. I'm going with Georgia.
Yeah, they'll probably put up over 40 easily.
Arkansas at Alabama.
I'll go Alabama.
Yeah, I'm picking Alabama too. I mean, they might actually blow this team out. Arkansas.
Yeah, they are. I see that. I can see them putting like 60.
Yeah. All right. Michigan hosting Indiana. We got a Big 10 matchup here.
Yep. Michigan wins 57-16.
I could see it happening, but I don't know who Indiana really got because I'm going to change the subject here. You know how WWE Fastlane was in Indianapolis. They kept showing Shane McMahon's son plays for the Hoosiers, but he has no stats. I think he's only a redshirt. So they've been blowing this kid up like he's the biggest college football star on the planet. The motherfucker never played a down yet.
What position does he play?
He's a running back.
Okay.
So I don't even remember his name. Isn't it like Lean
It's
McMahon or something?
it's
Shit like
some
that?
it's some weird it's a weird first name.
Well, he got one of those. He got like a custom Indiana Hoosier championship belt made, and he was like flashing it in the front row. And I asked somebody that. I said, I did that on the watch along. I said, what's his stats in the NFL? They're like, I mean, in college football, they're like 0. He's only a redshirt freshman. I'm like, oh wow, they're blowing him up like he's freaking Patrick Mahomes or something, or Tom Brady, or Josh Allen, like stars today, you could say. Like he never played a down yet. Never even stepped on that field unless it's for warm-ups.
Right.
So
His name is Declan McMahon.
Declan McMahon. Wow.
Declan McMahon, yeah.
I wonder if he gets his own like entrance, like "Here Comes the Money" or something when he comes out. Yeah, I got it's in the big house. I got Michigan winning big. Here's the thing: let Michigan play with the Navy pants. When they wear all Navy look, that means they're gonna clean house and kick ass.
100%.
I like that combo, by the way.
McCaffrey's been balling, so
Ohio State at Purdue.
Ohio State by a lot.
I hate Ohio State, but I'm going to quote the great Lee Corso: anybody but Purdue.
Yeah.
So Ohio State's going to definitely win this one. Syracuse at Florida State.
Florida State.
Yep, Florida State ain't losing the rest of the season. They can go 12-0. I think
they do make the
12-0.
college playoff somehow.
I see them going 12-0 and win the ACC, go to the playoffs, and see where it goes from there. Iowa State at Cincinnati.
Iowa State.
Oh, I'm going with Iowa State also.
Yep.
Now, College Game Day, they're going to this one. They're going to Seattle. At one point, my favorite Pac-12 rival ever, and I don't watch the Pac-12 unless it's this rivalry. And this is the last year under the Pac-12 where they go to the Big Ten. Oregon at Washington.
Yeah.
The border war, the Cascade Clash, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, I love this rivalry in the West Coast. So, what you got?
Washington is favored, but I don't see it. I'm going to Oregon.
So this is the 115th meeting between both. Oregon has won 7 of the last 10, but Washington only won 2 of the last 20 years in Seattle. They've only won twice at home. They won last year. I think they go back to back. I'm picking Washington. They've been hot lately. How you doing, Kayla? Oh.
Hey, what's up,
Shout
Kayla?
out to Kaylee from check out their show on the Fanatics Network as well. Outrage Control, and also check her out on the Queen's Takeover. All right, Texas A&M at Tennessee.
Tennessee.
Yes, I'm going with Tennessee also.
If it was at Texas A&M, I may have a different opinion. But I'll go Tennessee at home, yeah, for sure.
I think they hang with them. I think it'll be a close game in the first half, but by the second half, Tennessee's just gonna Dango as well. Speaking, okay, let's go. What's up, Dango? Dirty Dango in the house as well. Coming in, one half of the Bump Boys, also a member of the family on the Fanatics Network. All right, Kansas at Oklahoma State.
Kansas. Easily.
Kansas has been like on a streak.
I'm picking the Jayhawks in basketball and football. It's fucking ridiculous.
They hung with Texas. They beat you. I called they were gonna beat UCF last week, and what happened? They beat UCF.
Yeah, you were right.
So I'm picking the Jayhawks again because Oklahoma State is just trash this year. I don't know what's going on down there in Stillwater. Illinois at Maryland.
I'll go Maryland.
Yeah, I'm only picking Maryland because it's Tua's brother, Tyler.
And he played pretty well last week.
He's actually getting a little better.
He's getting better. He played well. I've been seeing a lot of games from him where he was kind of like, but last week he showed up. Even though they played well.
All right, this is my lock-in of the week for college football: South Carolina over Florida.
Is it at Florida?
It's in Columbia.
It's in Columbia. Florida's been trash. Yeah, I'll take South Carolina.
Spencer Rattler, baby, let's go.
Yeah, I'll take. Yeah.
So next year LSU is gonna play in Columbia for the first time in God, I don't know how long. I'm looking to make a road trip to Columbia just so I can be there when they play Sandstorm. I love that tradition they do where they turn the lights off and they flash the cardinal colors and white, and they're just playing Sandstorm, that techno song. I love it. All right, BYU at TCU.
TCU.
Easily, I'm picking TCU.
Easily. That's easy.
This one was kind of a flip the coin here, but Iowa at Wisconsin.
Iowa. I don't have faith in Wisconsin.
Yeah, they're playing at Camp Randall, but I'm picking the Hawkeyes.
Yeah.
There. Kansas State at Texas Tech.
I'm gonna go Kansas State.
Yeah, I'm picking K-State too.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I think it's 6 p.m. kickoff or 6:30 p.m. kickoff. Auburn at LSU, Saturday night in Death Valley. I'll be there. Hopefully, I'm going to have I'm actually not going to wear the Fire Mat House shirt. I'm going to wear that for the Florida game. I always got a special Auburn shirt I wear every year. Or if they play Auburn in any sport, it's a picture. It's a black and white image of a little boy flipping off the middle finger. It says, "Hey, Auburn, hey, Auburn, let your little kitty bite this." It's a classic shirt.
What is your score? What are you predicting? You bring another high scoring game, or does LSU defense show up and score a lot of points and don't let the other team score a lot of points?
Well, LSU's won 10 of the last 11 in Tiger Stadium.
Well, there you go. That's an easy pick.
But Auburn's won 4 in the last. But Auburn won 4 in the last decade. I mean, we've dominated this last decade, but Auburn beat us last time in Baton Rouge, 2021, the first time since 1999. So they trying to go back to back in Baton Rouge. They haven't done it in God knows how long. They always play close. It's always like a one possession game. It could be from 1 to 6 points. It usually how it ends. Last couple of seasons they have ended it with a field goal. I'm gonna say I do see Jaden Daniels gaining a lot of yards. I see Logan Diggs, Brian Thomas Jr., all of them. I see it being a high score fest. Both defenses are not too good. It's going to be like a track meet or a basketball game. I'm going to say 45-41 LSU.
Ooh, okay. You're going high scoring. Okay. I'm going to pick LSU to win. So I'll let you stick to your score there.
All right. Marshall at Georgia State.
Marshall.
Yeah, I love sad that they took their first loss of the season last week.
I do have my lock pick of the week.
What you got?
Taking North Carolina over Miami.
Oh yeah, I got North Carolina too over the Tar Heels. I think it will be. I think I'm calling it now. North Carolina and Florida State in the ACC championship. If they're not the same, if they're not on the same side of the bracket.
Right. That's right.
You know what? I can actually pull that up right now and see if they can play in the ACC championship or not. Actually, they can. It's all open. Like they don't have it split.
Oh,
from
it's open.
Atlanta.
Okay.
Well, right now, the number 1 team in the ACC right now is Louisville. Louisville and Florida State. They're both 3-0, but Louisville has a game. Yeah. They are a game ahead of Florida State, so they're 6-0. But I mean, it could be Florida State and Louisville, or it could be Florida State and North Carolina. I mean, it's going to be out of them 3.
Right
there. Wyoming and Air Force.
Air Force.
I'm picking Wyoming. I got Wyoming in this one. Even though I haven't probably watched a Wyoming game since Josh Allen played college at Wyoming. It's been a while. I did see they had like a big win like in overtime early in the season. I forgot who they beat. It was like a huge upset. It was a Power 5 team they beat. But all right, of course they're going to go to Washington and Oregon for game day, but I guarantee you if that game didn't happen this week, they would have probably went to this game. USC at Notre Dame for the Jewel Shillelagh. Now,
they always play each other close. Ever since going back to Reggie Bush days, Matt Leinart. It's at Notre Dame. Notre Dame's favored to win, and I don't know why. I'm gonna go USC, but a low scoring game.
I don't know. With Notre Dame's situation right now, yeah, they already have 2 losses this season. I can't see them losing back-to-back right now. USC's been having struggle wins. They had struggle win with Colorado, struggle win with Arizona State. I think they kind of blow it. They're playing in South Bend, so touchdown Jesus is going to be electric. I don't know if they're going to wear the green uniforms again or not. I think they're just wearing their traditional look, but I'm going to go with Notre Dame, probably like in a 1 point or a field goal.
The one thing about USC, even though they do have struggle wins, they do come out and they build big leads. They do let them go away, but they're never really playing from behind. They are ahead, but they let teams come back.
I don't know where their defense is ranked, but I know they have the number 1 offense in the country right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So they go up 3 or 4 touchdowns, and all of a sudden, second half is like they just completely give up.
I could see this being a high-scoring game. I could see both teams scoring about 40 or 50 points apiece.
Okay. I'm going to say they both end up in the 30s somewhere.
Okay. Okay, 3 more games left before we get to the NFL category. Mizzou at Kentucky.
Kentucky.
Yes, Kentucky is hot right now. And remember,
legit.
Kentucky's undefeated. They're no longer undefeated.
Yeah.
No, they're undefeated at home. They lost to Georgia last week in Georgia.
Yep.
They're undefeated at home until they host Alabama. Remember, they're hosting Alabama next month. I think it's the week after LSU. They're hosting Alabama. That's gonna be one to watch. They could pull it off, but I don't know if they will. Depends how. If we beat Alabama, I don't see them beating them. They're not gonna let Saban lose back to back.
Exactly.
But if we don't beat them, I think Kentucky can beat them.
It's possible.
So we'll see what happens. But I got Kentucky winning this one.
Yep, I got Kentucky.
Oh, we actually have one more game. UCLA and Oregon State.
Oregon State.
I'm going to go with UCLA. I don't really know much. I know Oregon State's one of the last 2 remaining Pac-12 teams with Washington State right now.
Go Beavers.
In Corvallis. I know they had like a major renovation on the home side of their stadium. Don't look like nothing changed there, but the only thing I know about Oregon State is that's where Ocho came from. Chad Ochocinco.
Yep.
He came from Oregon State. All right, NFL talk. To close out, I know it must have been hard for you, but on my side, I mean, this is probably, I will say this was the best they looked all season, and this was the best they looked in a long time. But the Saints shut out the Patriots 34-0. I did not expect it to be a shutout. I said it was going to be low scoring, close game, and boy, was I wrong.
I told you when we picked this game, I said, Marcus, we suck bad. You guys are gonna kill us. I said that. It was gonna be. I didn't know. I didn't think 0, but I was thinking we weren't gonna score more than 7 points.
Well, what did you see? What did you see on your side of the tracks? Like,
so
got any statistics you got on this team?
What I see, as I see every week, is Mac Jones has lost all confidence. He tries to, since he lost all his confidence, he tries to do too much. As he's getting hit, sacked. Since the very first game this season, he always throws off his back foot. He sails balls a lot, misses open receivers. He only threw for 122 yards. Three? Was it 3 picks? So
he had like 2 or 3, yeah.
2 or 3 picks. He was benched again. We can't run the ball. We can't really stop anybody on defense. We lost 2 of our best players on the team are gone basically for the year. And Belichick has done a poor job of constructing this team on offense. Juju Smith-Schuster couldn't even get away from me if I was defending him. It's bad. It's bad. I said it's bad. It's all bad. From Mac to coaching, it's all bad. And I don't know if you heard today, but Kraft is thinking about firing his ass, and it's about time.
Who Belichick?
Yep.
He's been with them for God, I don't know how long.
Listen, it's about time. He we live in a day and age of what have you done for me lately? Yes, you did bring us 6 championships.
I say
Brady
Brady brought
yeah,
them that.
we'll put them two together just because for conversation's sake. But he hasn't done anything since. He's been probably the worst GM in the league. People just don't want to admit it because he's a good coach, but he sucks as a GM. We have one of the lowest payrolls in the league. How you have one of the lowest payrolls in the league with the most money to spend? That's not even possible. Who the fuck does that? But I was upset watching the game. I knew it. Once I said, listen. When I Sunday woke up, I said the Patriots are going to get smoked, and they did. And you know what? We can't bench Mac Jones. I don't want them to because he's our saving grace to getting a top pick in the draft. We have to now tank now. We have to ride this ship. The ship is going to take us to Caleb Williams. Wherever it's going to take us is going to lead us to at this point.
I mean, besides the 2 interceptions he threw, and the couple sacks he took, he actually had 2. He got sacked twice, by the way. He only had 12 completed passes out of 22 for 110 yards. Then they've put in Bailey Zapp, or
he did nothing.
Zappy
did nothing.
Zappy did nothing.
He sucks.
But Derek Carr, on the other hand, 18 completed passes out of 26 for 183 yards. He did throw 2 touchdown passes. Alvin Kamara led in rushing on 22 carries for 80 yards and had 1 rushing touchdown. Michael Thomas led in 4 receptions for 65 yards. We scored first on the board with a pick 6 from the Honey Badger himself, Tyrann Matthews, for 27 yards. Derek Carr's 2 touchdown passes went to Chris Olave for 5 yards and our tight end Foster Moreau for 6 yards. The defense looked absolutely good. 47 total tackles, 30 solo. The 1 solo sack from Carl Granderson, and then a sack from a set of Saints from Cameron Jordan. And if I'm saying his last name right, Dylan, I'm sorry if I get it wrong. Tanoa Capasagon? Am I saying his last name right? It's spelled weird. I don't want to spell it. And 3 tackles for losses.
Listen, Marcus, you watched the whole game. The first sack, the first pick of Matthews, where he got hit and he tried to throw the ball. Why would you even try to throw that ball? Just take the sack. As you can see, he tries to do too much. A normal quarterback would just take the fucking sack. Mm-hmm. Why throw that ball? For what? What's the purpose?
Yeah. Well, I gotta say, with what happened what happened this recently in Week 5, I want to say the game of the week didn't feel like a game of the week. It felt like a fucking ass whooping because Brock Purdy and the 49ers decimated the Dallas Cowboys.
They did.
Thank God I picked up Brock Purdy in fantasy. When I saw he was available, I had to bench both my quarterbacks because they were buys. I have Justin Herbert and Geno Smith. They were both on a bye. So I saw Brock Purdy was up. I said, I'm picking fucking Brock Purdy. And that was the smartest move I made. And I'm going to start him this week.
They are the best team in the NFL.
I am so starting Brock Purdy again this week. But not just because
they're playing
the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, they're playing the Browns, yeah.
Okay, so I will say the game of the week that was actually probably the best game of the week. Oh God, that one's tough. Let's see. I got 2 on this list.
I mean, Texans and Falcons was pretty good.
It came down to the wire, but
Jaguars and Bills weren't as close. It's not as close as the score makes it seem.
I'm going to say
were controlled the entire game.
I'm going to say the Chiefs Vikings because no Taylor Swift. Instead, you had Eminem in the crowd. Instead, you had Eminem there.
I mean, look at the Bears. The Bears coming back. Shit.
The Bears got their first win of the season.
40-20.
And I fucking called it. I said they were going to beat the Commanders. And what happened?
Yeah.
Did it.
They did. We also got a lot of injuries this week.
I couldn't believe I should never pick against the Jags again in London. I thought the Bills had it, but they kind of blew it towards the end, and the Jags picked up another win in London.
What did I tell you last week? The Bills are the most inconsistent team in the NFL. The most inconsistent good team in the NFL.
Yeah. What the shit game of the week? I'm stuck between two. I will probably say the Raiders and the Packers. I had no interest in watching that, but it was a boring ass game. But the Raiders got the win. I was shocked. The Packers lost.
Jordan Love has really come back down to earth.
But my lock-in, though, was right. I had the Lions beating the Panthers. That was my lock-in, and the Lions beat them 40-24.
I had my lock-in for the Dolphins against the Giants, and they, 31-16.
Yeah. I think I was shocked. Like, the Bengals actually pulled it off against the Cardinals. Jamar Chase had a hell of a game. That makes me wish I still had him on my fantasy team.
Yeah, Joe Burrow finally showed up through a couple of the Jets beating the damn Broncos.
I'm going to say my struggle win was the Eagles over the Rams.
But you know what? The Rams have a solid defense, though. And, I mean, the offense is not bad. Cooper Kupp came back his first game. He had 120 yards receiving off the bat. So, I mean,
yeah.
I would say my struggle win of the week would probably be, you know what? I would probably say the Falcons over the Texans because I think we both picked the Texans to win that game.
Yeah, I did pick the Texans and I lost. I did.
Yeah,
I sure did. All right, let's go ahead and close out with our week 6 picks for the NFL. Thursday night football, we get a division matchup. We get the Russell Wilson and the Denver Broncos against Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yep. So today came out a report that Denver Broncos have made basically the whole team available for trade, except for Patrick Surtain. So they're fielding calls on Judy, Cortland Sutton, even Russell Wilson. So I'm assuming they're going to get blown out tomorrow. And then probably come before the trade deadline, a lot of those players are going to be gone.
It's prime time. They're in Kansas City. It's Patrick Mahomes. It's Travis Kelce. Taylor Swift will probably be there. It's prime time. I'm shocked she wasn't there for the Vikings game, but it's in Kansas City. You know she's going to be in that suite with Mama Kelce and Brittany Mahomes and company.
100%.
Chiefs win big.
I see it. Yep. They're going to win big.
I can see this being a shutout. I'm going to say it's a shutout.
I don't know if it's a shutout. I don't think the Broncos will put up 0, but I think it'll be a blowout nonetheless.
All right, one more game in London this season. Back at Tottenham, we get the Ravens and the Titans.
The Ravens look bad. I know they're getting Humphreys back, I think this week. I'm still going to go with the Ravens, but I'm not confident on that pick.
I got the Ravens. I think Titans will kind of make it a game, but I think Ravens pull it off. All right. What we got next? Seahawks at the Bengals.
Interesting game. Seahawks are 3-1, Bengals 2-3. It's at Cincinnati. I don't know what Joe Burrow we're going to get. Higgins is still out. Seahawks have a solid defense. I'm going to go Seahawks.
I'm going to take the Bengals in a close one. I'm going with the Bengals.
Okay.
All right. This is my lock-in of the week. The Colts over the Jags.
Oh, wow. Okay. The Colts already beat the Jag once this year, correct?
No, I don't think they already played already. No, I don't think they played already. Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. That was Houston. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Houston beat
they.
the Jags. Okay. I'm gonna take this.
This is the second meeting. The Jags won the first one.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh, okay.
Wow, they're damn. They're already ending it with Jacksonville already.
Right. Well,
I mean,
Anthony Richardson is out for 4 games on injured reserve. They do have Gardner Minshew. JT is back.
Yeah, Gardner playing his former team.
So you know what? I'm going to go Jags. The Jags, they get that 3-game winning streak cut down.
All right. Saints at the Texans, and this is actually going to feel like a home game because you don't have to travel far. I know there's going to be a lot of Saints fans down there because They ain't got to drive no more than 2 hours to go watch them play on the road. So NRG Stadium, there's gonna be a lot of black and gold in NRG. So Saints Texans, who you got?
I'm gonna go Texans this week.
Okay. I think it's going to be a close game. I know CJ Stroud's getting better and better.
He's getting better, yeah.
But I'm going to say this will be like not super low scoring, but I could see it being a one possession. I'll say Saints pull it off like 26-21.
Okay.
It's going.
I have my lock-in pick of the week.
All righty.
As last week, Dolphins over Panthers.
I got the Miami Dolphins too. Yes.
The Dolphins by, even though they did lose Etienne also, injured reserve, 4 games. But that train keeps moving. They still have more said. So they're gonna win big. They probably put up 40-some points at least.
To be honest with you, if the Panthers even win a game this season, I don't have them at least winning a game until they play the Bears, at least.
Well, the thing about it is, right? I don't know if you know this, the Panthers do not own their pick. So if they lose, the Bears get that pick.
I don't know. It'd be crazy if they go 0-16 or 17. But I don't know. I don't see them going winless. They're probably gonna get at least one win or two. They'll probably get they'll be top 3 in the draft, but man, they're not gonna get the number 1 pick again. They'll probably get maybe the 2nd or 3rd pick.
Well, no, they don't even own their first pick.
Oh, really? See,
because remember, they traded their first round pick this year to the Bears last year for the first overall pick.
Yes, they did. You're right. Yeah. Holy shit!
So the Bears get that pick.
Well, yeah, they fucked themselves up.
They fucked themselves exactly.
And it's just gonna get worse for the Panthers. All right. My toilet bowl of the week: the Vikings at the Bears.
Yes, Justin Jefferson on injury reserve, 4 games. So I take the Bears to win this. 100%. Yeah. The Bears are going to win.
Yeah, just Jefferson's out. I'm picking the Chicago Bears, even though I don't like Justin Fields, but Bears win at home. 49ers at the Browns.
49ers by 1 million.
Oh, yeah. 49ers big. Brock Purdy, I'm starting him at quarterback. I hope he gives me at least 40 points or 50 in fantasy. He's going to give me a lot. Patriots at the Raiders.
Oh, God.
This was my runner-up for toilet bowl of the week, but I had to give it to the Vikings and the Bears.
Considering how we lost to the Raiders last year, that booted us out the playoffs with that last play of the game, fuck. You know what? Fuck it. I'm going to pick the Patriots. Reluctantly, I think they get a win.
I hope, or Belichick will be in that hot seat. But
if they lose, okay, I'm gonna make a prediction. Probably won't be right. Prediction. If they get blown out by the Raiders, I won't say lose, but if they get blown out, or if it's lopsided like it was the past 2 games to Dallas, the Saints, if they lose by they've been all their L's they took this year, they've been down more than 14 points in every game. But if they get blown up by the Raiders, I think Belichick gets fired.
Okay. Well, I got the Raiders. I think it's going to be a close game, maybe low scoring. Kind of like what they did with the Packers. I could see it being like 17-14 or 21-17, something like that.
Or Mac Jones could throw 3 picks and they all go for pick sixes.
Possibly. It'll be a defense. The defense, Raiders defense is going to win the game for them either way.
Right.
This is my game of the week. The Lions at the Bucks.
Yes. Bucks had a bye this week, last week. So, but the Lions are. That
explains why Baker Mayfield was at game day.
Yes, they had a bye last week. Yep. Good game, but I'm going to go Lions. The Lions keep that. Their defense is really good. And Goff is that guy, man. I like the Lions to win.
I don't know if it's America's game of the week, but either way, if it is or not, I'm gonna still watch it. If I don't catch the whole game or if I have to watch it through Red Zone, but I will keep in track of it. Lions defense is picking up. Aiden Hutchinson is just outstanding. Goff is getting better, but the Lions, they want it so bad. They want that division so bad. I have them winning the NFC North now. Like, I think they will go to the playoffs. I mean, yeah, they have one
100%.
loss. So it'd be like it's been a long time since the Lions made the playoffs, like a really long time. We'll see. We get a division matchup here. Cardinals at the Rams.
Cardinals don't have a running back. Connor, I think, is on IR. I'll go Rams.
Yeah, I picked the Rams too. I don't know if it'll be a close game or it could be a blowout. I mean, it depends how the Rams play at home. Okay, these next two games, I don't know how these could go, but we got the Eagles at the Jets.
The Eagles, big.
Eagles, big. And the Eagles, I got the Eagles, and just like the 49ers, they're going to still remain undefeated. They're the only two teams left in the NFL that's undefeated. Sunday Night Football, we get two New York teams, or New York versus New Jersey team. Daniel Jones and the New York Giants against Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills.
I don't know why they don't flex this game out. Put it earlier. Maybe put Lions and Bucks. What is that, Sunday night? For a Sunday night game? Because the Giants are going to be without Daniel Jones, Waller, probably Saquon Barkley, and the Bills are going to demolish them. It's going to be embarrassing.
Yeah, Bills win big. And then finally, Monday Night Football. They're back in California again. We got Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys against Justin Herbert and the LA Chargers.
Taking the Chargers. Chargers had a bye this week. Fresh off. Eckler's back. And the Cowboys are sinking ship.
I mean, I would love to see the Cowboys lose back-to-back, especially from California. But I got the Chargers winning, but I'm not starting Justin Herbert because I don't think he's going to give me enough points to win this week. That's why I put Brock Purdy as my starter, because he's playing the Cleveland Browns. He's going to throw that ball a lot. So, but I got the Chargers winning in a close game. Close, like, if I were to say a score prediction, I'd say like a 27-22 game.
Okay, I can see that.
Yeah. Well, that will do it on our opening night on the Fanatics Network. This was a huge success, and we get to do it all over again next Wednesday night, October 18th, same time, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, same place on the Fanatics Network. But
10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
And we're not going to be alone. We're going to have your boy back on the show next week. But he's going to be with you and I. Last time it was just me and him when we talked the LSU Florida State matchup. So
I will be on.
I enjoyed him. Like I was so excited to get him back. I knew he had it fun, and we were confident talking to each other on the LSU Florida State game. And we talked clean to each other, like even after the game. Like I said,
like he has a big knowledge of college football, but college football history at that.
He knows his shit. Yeah, he
knows his shit. He knows his shit.
And even I told him after the game was over, I said, y'all deserved that game. Like, we played like shit. We should have won last year. Y'all deserve the win this year. Like, I told him that after the game was over, and he took it and accepted it. And then I even told him, I said, if y'all can beat Clemson, y'all got the season locked in. Y'all can go 12-0 and everything.
Right.
And they control their own destiny now. So, well, real quick, you see our handlers there. You could find Freddy at the Real Freddy 85. You could find me at Marcus Lee 337. Follow SAT on Twitter as well, SAT Sports 89. We're still working on getting the Twitter handle back, but be sure to follow the Fanatics Network as well. Follow them on Twitter at TheFanENT. Also follow them on Instagram. Follow them on Facebook, and go check out their website, thefanent.com. You can find our show plus my other show, the Worldly Podcast, and other shows part of the family, all on their website. They're free and available.
Follow us on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter. Interact with us, man. We always interact with each other on socials. Me and Marcus, as you probably see, we talk about a lot. Me and him on socials. Just thank you for the support, man. First show on the Fanatics Network, and hopefully we keep this thing rolling. And hopefully you guys like what you see, and you keep tuning in.
Oh yeah, and even when football season's over, we're still going to continue on. I know NBA season is fixing to tip off in a couple of weeks. College basketball will be starting in November, and then when the NFL playoffs come and college football, all that's done, we'll have college baseball. We'll talk the XFL or whatever
NBA,
that be.
NBA is coming back. We have a lot. There's a lot to talk about.
We're gonna keep on, even when there's no football, we're gonna keep on. Even with that new minor league, with the combo of the XFL and the USFL.
And the USFL, yep. What is it? The spring? What do they call it? The spring football league? Some shit like that. Spring football league.
I don't remember what it was, but I'm sure they'll advertise it more whenever we get to the postseason, especially Super Bowl Sunday. But
right,
that will do it. Freddie, of always, thank you.
Thank you.
Back on this new journey. We're going to start again. We'll see you guys next week, October 18th, same time, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, 10 p.m. Eastern on the Fanatics Network. For everyone tuning in, thank you guys, and we will see y'all next Wednesday. Y'all enjoy y'all week. And
next Wednesday, deuces.
Yep, it's getting cool. That cold front's coming. Everything.
It's coming. Farthest been getting in the nighttime like around 60s now. So I'm like, okay, yep. I'm good.
Well, take it easy, man. And everyone else, we'll see you guys next time.
All right, man. I'll talk to you, Marcus. Have a good night.
Y'all too.